We're all set.
All right.
All right. Then we will call the meeting to order, the meeting of the Ward Park and Rec Commission Crestwood Park Golf Subcommittee meeting at 6:04. Do roll call.
Pat Rinaldi.
John McGrath.
And Kevin Rosen. Public participation. You want to do a pledge? No, he's not.
Ian Wilkman, Signs and Wonders.
Oh, he's gonna be done for the signs. He's the second meeting, right?
Yep.
You're not on till 7.
Oh, they told me to be here at 6, so you're gonna sit and listen to that, or did you want to come back at 7?
You can come back at 7. It's up to you, whatever you like, because we're gonna have a full commission at 7.
All right. I'll come back and just, if you guys want, there's some of these, if you want to just take a look at.
Okay. Yeah, just trying to look at that.
Go in there and do that, and then I'll just come back at 7.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. We'll move on to approval of minutes from February 1st. Motion to accept the minutes of February 1st, 2024.
Second that.
Any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Correspondence. There are a few things in our packet, some we'll go over a little bit later. There's a up-to-dated 2000 Crestbrook Golf Tournament list. All the tournaments we have on the book so far. There is our season passes to date, which is 8. We'll get into that a little bit later on about why. Our 2024 golf leagues list. And we also have two tournaments coming up, the RJ McFadden and Ward Police tournament. That would be it for correspondence.
So you're a member of the golf committee?
Yes.
Yeah. We move on to reports, move on to my chairman, which is myself. I did my 2024 compared, I usually do it. I didn't get copies for everybody,
Okay.
but and we're still in the ballpark with almost everybody around. You know, there's nobody that really just blows us away except for, and Waterbury's even caught up to us, to be honest with you. They're 22 and 24, just like us. Timberland's in the ballpark with us, and Hopbrook's always lower than us, but that's Hopbrook. But season passes, we're right in line with Waterbury. As you know, I base us mostly off of Waterbury and Stanley. Timberland's a little bit more than us, but not much. So we're doing a good job of holding our rates where they are. We're not getting overly expensive or really that cheap. I was hoping Marty was gonna be here.
I thought you were, I talked to him.
I talked to him yesterday, and he said he was gonna be here. So,
in Florida over the weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went down to play and had a run with an alligator.
And you take a postcard for it?
No,
I'll play later. It's funny.
not even a ray of sunshine.
Not, we had a ray of sunshine when he was down there, he said, no, because we're gonna go, because we have later on the golf cart contract coming up. And and so the season pass update, he has some knowledge on both of those what's been going on. The course, as you know, is not open. We're in talk with everybody. You know, we would love to be open Good Friday. So looking that way after 2 more inches of rain last night, more rain coming this weekend. You know, races, he's got a lot of work left to do out on the course. They really haven't done much as far as cleaning the course up yet. He's been short-handed with the gentleman that got hurt. He is back. I spoke to him yesterday also. He's doing very well. You know, so, you know, just Ray's very optimistic, but he's also realist. And we don't want to open that course and, you know, have it be a soup bowl. It just won't be good for us. And of course, we'll get beat up. So I know a lot of courses around us are opening. I know Harrington's open.
Grassy Hill was.
Grassy Hill's always
Loaded, it was
yeah.
loaded the other day.
Box Landing's open.
Well, back before I was too far, I think the injured employee is not a workman comp injury. It was outside of work. So he took the time, vacation time and stuff like that to rehab short-term disability. It was not a workman comp situation.
No, so, but he's back, so that's good. Now he can get going on.
It's good.
I mean, it's itchy to play. I mean, I was up there, I played in that Wednesday in his indoor league, and it's just, you're standing on that porch, just look, the course looks beautiful. I swear the maples, red maples are starting to pop up there. You just looking at the trees, you can almost see it coming, but I know everybody's a little itchy, so. But that's about it there, and, we'll talk about a couple of things a little bit later. So we'll move on, director report, I don't have much to say.
I can report that we are starting to work on branding for the course's 50th anniversary. So we've got, we've incorporated the celebrating 50 years into the logo at Crestbrook. So 1975 to 2025. We've ordered signs, or we'll be in the process of ordering the T-box signs. And on those signs, or for example, I know that we purchase a sign, or the maintenance we purchase it sponsored to T. And on that sign, you'll see the new, the 50th.
Okay, oh, cool.
So we're starting to plan events and other things that might occur around that 350th. Sorry, the 50th,
Yeah.
which will be starting in January. So believe it or not, we're going to start summer camps soon. It seems like, golf course will open. We'll be entrenched in what we're doing at the moment, and January will be here. So we're trying to plan so that we might have, for example, something at the restaurant in January to kick off the 50th year, and then maybe do something on a larger scale. A couple, once a quarter, and then other things in town, maybe we can piggyback and cross promote other things that are going on. And then I haven't had as much as a chance as I'd like to get over and see Ray. I know he's busy. I went in and saw Joe the first day he was back. So those guys are definitely working over there, and
Everybody but Dunstan.
no, he was working.
Yeah, made a mistake. Drive around the corner and see that power washer in his hand in my house,
Yeah.
especially under his bedroom. Well, now I know you know how to use the power washer. That excuse went out the window.
And as you know, we're in the thick of the budget process, so if you guys need any questions about the budget that we presented, that has been presented, let me know and I can get you a copy or share you a copy with it before you go tonight. Well, we're pretty much status quo. We asked for a couple of more things for Crestbrook. One of them being to have some seed money so that we could do the 50th events, or at least start them, seed them, whatever might have to happen. I have identified, along with Ray, a couple priorities at the course that we're going to try to meet or to contend with. So there'll be some combination of some contract services that we'll get quotes for. I'm going to consult with Public Works Department about some stairs that may need to be replaced. Maybe that person, rather than myself or Ray, can, because they know more about that kind of stuff than myself or Ray might, they have that person be the liaison, if you will, for the vendors, so that he could talk the language that the contractors will be speaking. We've identified that we want to prioritize some of the cart paths. So I think Ray's gonna work on getting some quotes for repaving some linear feet of cart paths. And that would, at this point, whether or not, it'd be too late to get it into this budget cycle, but those are the kinds of things we're already starting to plan for next budget cycle.
One question, you said replace stairs or install stairs, because the project I was discussing with Red was between 17 and 18. That hillside there that keeps getting washed out. We've had a lot of people asking us to put stairs in or a walkway from 17 down to 18. If you try to come down that hill and after a rainstorm, it's gonna wash out, it's all stones and everything. Thinking back, we have a staircase that's up right on the behind the tee box on 11.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Ditch going in.
Redoing, refixing that, that
Just
was part of
fixing
that. Yes, fixing that one out.
several people have, and I agree, people that try to go down, I'm afraid of some of these old timers on Wednesday morning. That's a long walk to go all the way around, come back up to the tee box. If we could put, some kind of,
Or just keep it from washing out, you would just do gravel,
Yeah.
just keep something from washing out.
It might be that though.
Yeah.
because, I mean, we did it successfully on the hillside, by the restaurant and the pool. Once we got the walkway back and forth, and we got it washing out, so that was a problem, everything washing down towards the pool. We killed two birds with one stone, we fixed the safety hazard, and we also fixed the ecological hazard for the pool.
Anything else, Mr. Mike?
No, that's it for this
Okay,
evening.
all right, then we'll move on to the foreman report, he's not here, neither is the golf professional. If he does show up, I do want to go back to his report, and we'll move on to the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm kind of here for you guys, if you had any questions or anything, I know they, we got a couple of tournaments.
Yep.
That you guys were gonna talk about.
Yep.
And then, I know our extension, our lease, was handed in to you guys, so I didn't know if you had any questions on what we're hoping to do, but. So, I'm here to answer questions if you have.
Right now, no, I know the lease is gonna come up in the full commission.
Okay.
Instead of us hashing it out here and then going to the full commission and just doing it again, because I'm surprised Mr. Mickle isn't here. It would just get, just tumbled, so we chose to just put it to the full commission meeting. But the lease is definitely, it's on the agenda for that meeting.
Okay,
And then, like I said, the tournaments will come up a little bit later.
okay,
I met with Ray, the tournaments,
Now,
it's going on almost a year now, the lights on the hillside. The people coming from underneath the restaurant, trying to go up to that upper parking lot. It says, top row lights, they're solar lights, they're not electrical, you just have to be programmed. So you need to get out there, so he said, but the time change coming up this weekend. He said he's got to come in, it's like a Saturday when we first open up, whatever. He said, but we need to have those solar lights, it gets dark. People, if they're gonna come up from below the restaurant to go up to the parking lot, they need to have a lighted walkway. So I discussed that with Ray about doing that, and I asked him to measure the top parking lot for the swimming pool and the tennis courts. If you look at the model that's in the pro shop, it has parking on both sides of that parking lot. So I asked him, it'd be feasible to cut the tree limb, you're gonna cut the trees, limb them, so you could drive underneath and possibly take down the asphalt berm. Okay, the shoulder right there, and pull across, fill it with gravel, whatever. He said, we may have to just lay a pipe in there with that gravel, so you don't have to pave it. But I said, well, can you measure it to see if we have to take the berm down, if there's enough room for parking on both sides? So if there is, I would hope that we could possibly add 17 more parking places, which helps with tournaments and other things.
yeah,
You know,
that parking up there would not be angled.
no,
That
that
would have to be straight.
Yeah. So he's gonna look into that too, to see if we can't hopefully get some more, couple more spots, and then come tournament, one night better, every spot. I mean, leagues on Monday and Monday night, you got 2 leagues up there, Tuesday night. I mean, the parking lots are getting kind of full, you got the swimming pool up there. Now pickleball is starting to pick up, so we got more people going up. Once the spring time hits, we've already paid for it. All 4 tennis courts will be lined for pickleball. So a lot of activity up there, which dictates that we can get more parking. Let's do it.
And if you're done, then move on to the old business. There is no old business. New business, review and consideration of submitted applications and tournaments for 2024. We have 2. We have the RJ McFadden tournament, and we also have the police department tournament. So I'm gonna start with the RJ McFadden. I'm gonna make a motion to accept the RJ McFadden tournament on August 10th 2024. It is a Saturday. We requested tea time. We put 12:30. It's probably gonna have to be it'll have to be 1 o'clock because just for, and I'll explain as we go on. So, okay, all right. This tournament wasn't causing no problems. It was, we had some scheduling issues. The Boy Scout tournament is the following week. And then this tournament came in, it's the week before. We don't really like to back them up back to back. With, you know, when you look at the new rules we set forth to start this season, that we thought, you know, we were working on, in everybody's defense, and I'll take the blame for it. We didn't really do a good enough job of putting this out to all these organizations. The Boy Scouts had, you know, they had issues. You know, we didn't know, because it took us from August till right after the first year to get the new rules out.
Mhm.
By then, most of these organizations were already in full swing of planning their tournaments. So on this tournament, I did talk to Marty about it, and he is in agreement. The Boy Scout tournament, which is the following weekend, is only about 70 golfers. It won't shut the course down. It is in the afternoon. It won't be a problem, he said, to hold this tournament the week before. It is a full course, 144 golfers. So advantageously, it's good for us. He'll be able to get everybody out in the morning that morning. We'll shotgun everybody out. And then like we've already informed that, you know, moving forward to 2025, these new rules are going to go into effect and they will be adhered to.
You said, you want to get them out in the morning.
No, he's gonna be able to get regular golfers.
Oh,
The men's shotgun.
Anybody else?
Everybody else who wants to play.
All men's golf.
So, any other comments or? That's, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Done they are, well,
This will go to the full commission.
the transition without Lisa here, letters didn't get out to the groups in enough time.
And then the other one, which is the Watertown Police Department golf tournament, it's on October 4th. It is outside our window of in season, because that is a Friday. But I will go ahead and make a motion that we accept the Watertown Police Department golf tournament on Friday, October 4th, 2024. It's got a tee time of 11 a.m. with 140 golfers.
I'll second.
All right. Any other? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So that, these will go to full commission. Perfect. And then our golf cart update. Mike, I need some of your input on this also, as I'm sure you're well aware. We put the bid out, we got one bid back.
Excuse me, Ken.
Yes.
Couple things.
Yes.
Who seconded the motion for the PD department? Joe. And I have, just to give you an update on the golf carts.
Okay.
Let me just finish typing this here. I have a meeting with Marty, Ray, the town manager,
Okay.
the town attorney, and the Donna Ford, the purchasing
Okay.
officer. So if you can table any discussion until I have that meeting.
Most definitely. Then I'm gonna give this to you. It's just,
We're way ahead of the curve then.
yeah, because this is my.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it.
We'll keep it like that, and then if you want to ask, you know, like, just, okay, all right,
Possibility of
Then-
replacement.
because we only got the one bid, and one bid came in, 3 hours late.
Well, we're gonna discuss the whole
The whole thing together, and then he'll come back to us with that. And then moving on to the season pass update. We currently, this is why I wish Mike was here, we currently only have 8 passes sold, and it's the beginning of March. It's gonna get busy. We weren't able to sell them for quite a while, if I recall, correct? Until March 1st. Because of the
Yes, there was a software problem with trying to get everything online, yes.
so we are up and running. You can do it up at the pro shop. I don't know if anybody got he sent emails out, got emails, you know, during the week from 3 to 5, weekends 10 to 4 or something. But so we are up and running. They're looking to change the tea time people. Same company just bought out our old tea time people. And that's where a lot of the issues came in. They couldn't transfer data, they couldn't, Marty would have it either start from scratch and still weren't communicating with IT down here. So even the new company said to him, why don't you just wait? Hold off on it. Your old one's running fine. It's also us now. So that's what, I think that's what happened. And but in the meantime, we're gonna continue to work on it and get it up and running. Otherwise, Marty would have had to punch, 170 people in by hand. So that's where we stand on that. That's really everything I have. Does anybody else have anything?
Back up just, season past two. If we didn't wanna do it every year, every third year or whatever, we did not offer. Because we kept the rates the same, there was no offer. Last year when there was an increase, we offered, if you got it before a certain date, you had last year's rates. Because last year's rates stayed the same, that offer's not out there, so. We're gonna wait till the last possible second when the sun is, we see the sun is shining on Saturday and they'll be down here Friday. Getting their season pass.
So I have, now, I've been on this commission for a little bit now, we've talked, had a lot of discussions about this. So I think there's some very important things, Bill, I'm just gonna echo some of the stuff you've already said, so, but maybe just into the record. Somehow, some way, we need to establish a capital improvement fund. Now, whether the town council, after this year, if we can, now that Mike's here, maybe we can negotiate and try to get them to end what we're giving them on an annual basis. This will be the last year we do it. I mean, it's worth an effort. Because the more I think about it, I've brought a lot with my grandson on the course, and there's soggy spots all over the place. So if we don't address that soon, the problem is just going to get worse and worse and worse, and we're going to lose more and more days when we can be open. So there's drainage issues, there's some other, what you mentioned, the car path issue. And so I know stuff is being done. I'm not saying stuff is not being done, but I think we have to look at this from a more strategic perspective and long-term view. One of the things that somebody just brought up to me tonight, matter of fact, is the driving range. It's so swampy. I tried to go up here with my grandson the other day, and Marty says, please, no, because it's gonna cost me more than I'm gonna make on that bucket of balls, because they're all gonna plug. And I'm gonna lose everything, right? But, if there's some way, in the future, we can address the drainage there. And also, somebody mentioned to me today is about what happens if we cut the corner on the left-hand side of the driving range to try to add a few more spots, because a lot of times when you go up there, you're waiting now. And a lot of people are using that grassy area anyway. So I'm just wondering if we could expand the driving range a little bit to the left. Not a lot. I mean, if we cut down some trees and maybe open it up, and even if it's rough, but people, we would still be able to hit the ball down that way. But some, again, we have to somehow, some way get this capital improvement program going. And the other thing I mentioned Marty last year, we really need to better understand, and Marty knows this, so as far as the town is concerned, the town council. So we're closed X amount of days because of rain.
Yep.
How many days did poor drainage add to that number?
Yeah, it was probably 4 or 5. Yeah, because we were closed. They closed on Monday afternoon and opened Tuesday because the course was too wet.
And maybe Wednesday. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so I think that needs to be documented. That has to be brought to the town council's attention, whether it's through the budget or some method. Let them know that, okay, yeah, it rained for 15 days over the summer, but we had the course shut down for 25 because of drainage issues. So I think all those numbers have to be fed back to somebody. And maybe that helps us in the long haul, try to make capital improvement.
And let me go back a little bit with the town council. First of all, Herm was not on the town council. He was on this commission. And that was still after the problem had been corrected. 2010. Finally got the town to stop taking $43,000 a year off the top, which over 20 years, 43,000 something. which over a 20-year period wound up being $941,000. I tell you, town council meetings, I throw that in their face every chance I get, right, to remind them when they're talking about the deficit. Okay, the deficit has worked way down.
Mhm.
Okay. I had said that once the deficit is gone, okay, that, because I know it's a town course, and I know they're gonna come after every penny they can to balance budgets, which is how the $43,000 a year happened originally. Remember whether you were making money or not, you weren't making it, they just on the books.
Plus, they took our capital improvement
Yeah.
fund, the 500,000 we had in capital improvement fund.
So I had told them that we'll come up with a graduated scale of the profit. So much profit, 100% goes back to the course capital improvement fund. Okay, get to another level where 90% of that goes to the capital improvement fund, and then 10% can be put back to the general fund. So if you get into the figures of $200,000, we'll say that approximately 125,000 to 150 will go to the course. 75 to 50 will go to the town budget. So I had talked to Mark Rainbow about that, but it's tough. And you know, anybody saw the paper today, about Mark's explanation about the infrastructure for the finance software and stuff like that, why it's so hard to get that, we don't know. Kenny and I, based on what we think, we probably made another $120,000 last year, which should bring us close to under 100,000 of that deficit in 5 years. But basically $660,000, we wipe it out in 5 years, but make sure that we don't go back to what it was before that. Okay, at the end of the year, whatever is there, we made 37,500. General fund, start out at zero again. No, because then you have nothing. And that's what we don't, you're gonna give me the money out of the budget. And the one thing, and I didn't say it at the meeting, because the opportunity didn't present itself the other night. That people in this town still don't understand that Crestwell is not a budget item. That budget is what we expect, it's an enterprise fund. The money from everything that's done up there goes back into, so when you get to zero, okay, that budget, that nothing came out of the taxpayers' property, it's an enterprise fund. And people keep throwing up, well, we're spending $709,000 for the golf course. No, you're not spending $709,000 for the golf course. And that's the biggest thing, and you know, that perception in town, so. If anything happens, then I'll throw Herm under the bus. Yes, sir. But Herm was not there on the town council when all this happened. In fact, but the only person that might have been there was Mary Ann Hermson. Nobody else in that council was ever in that decision to take $43,000
So
a year.
what's in the capital improvement fund right now?
No,
Zero.
we can't put anything in
Deficit was zero.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
So you're saying maybe another 5 years?
No, another year.
Another year?
Last, yeah.
Okay, I thought.
Yeah.
Well, it started 5 years
In
before
5
we paid
years.
it down. It was up to $660,000.
So what's the number right now?
I
That
we don't know.
we owe them?
We don't have the.
Well, no. Coming into the last fiscal year was $214,000.
And we thought it was maybe about 120, it's said we're.
Well, what do we contribute per year to that, do we know?
Any profit we make.
I know,
Any profit we
so
make.
what was it about?
1 year was over 200,000.
Yeah.
Couple years were the height of,
Do we know?
First year coming out of COVID.
no, we don't know yet.
Okay,
We don't know yet because,
well, we don't know what we contributed?
no, we don't know what we put
Okay.
towards
No,
it
we
yet.
don't know the
They don't
final.
have budget numbers from 2022,
Nobody has it.
23.
Nobody has it. He put 5 budgets out there and he never had a start point because he never had an audited number saying, okay, this is what the final budget numbers came in for social services. Well, this is what came in for park and rec. This-
So would it be worth talking to the town council and saying, okay, we owe you $100,000. Let's take that $100,000 and we'll pay that off over 5 years and we'll split the money with you
Right.
and get.
I remember as the chairman having to sign a document. Okay, guaranteeing that we would cover the cost of buying sand 1 year,
Yeah,
because they wouldn't, no.
it's a different town council. This is 5 years. It doesn't
Yeah,
hurt.
but I see what
You
Joe
go
was
back.
saying.
You know,
Yeah.
Just maybe, they're still gonna get their money, but maybe
Right.
stretch it out.
Let's remortgage what we owe.
Let's start, yeah, exactly.
Let's remortgage what we
a
owe.
little bit, and just start adding some money.
Let's see what the audited number comes back,
Yeah, let's wait till.
and then see, you know, if we're around, say like $92,000 deficit. We're expecting the same path that we're doing, we'll say, okay, at the end of the year, we wipe it out. Now we are in the driver's seat, saying, okay, now we're making the profit, the deficit's paid off. Now I can't say anything.
But at the same token, if you start from zero. And just to fix the drainage, it's gonna take you 5 years to build that up, to fix, to do
To
something.
do anything.
So the faster we can get something going into that fund. I think the better it is for that golf course, Herm, you're here, do you think it's worthwhile talking to the town council about
It's
this?
a bad time to talk about anything like that,
Not,
what the budgetary matters going on.
right,
Yeah,
And
that's right.
being here the other night, Mike did a very good presentation, supported there by Billy at the table. And I think it's a different council now, without a doubt.
Yep.
There was no negativity, support for Park and Rec. The whole 9 yards, Mrs. Rosa, big support, there's no doubt. And I think we're in good shape now, but the negativity comes from the other side of the aisle.
well, if they don't, well,
Bullshit.
well, Al happened to be there and we were having a conversation the other night. And we were talking about the golf course. And then somebody who was standing next to us, overhearing us, said, oh shit, the golf course, maybe some little bit of a sarcastic tone to, but didn't even know what we were talking about, number one. And they thought, and I can tell you, as well as I, they're convinced that money's coming from the town, that they don't understand the enterprise fund.
I don't think the town understands the enterprise fund, okay? But you're absolutely right. Half the people in town don't understand that the players pay for 90% of the golf.
Yes, right.
Okay, the trick is, all the rest of the money is hidden, and that's not right.
But that's my thought. So I get worried that the golf course is gonna run down before we can make any meaningful changes to it to try to salvage it. Cause you don't wanna end up like some other golf courses that are local.
Yeah.
And if we get stigmatized with that, to be on that list.
Well, they had put $1 million into the cart paths 2 years ago.
But we don't want our name associated with a certain group of golf courses.
Correct.
Cause it'll take you years to get off that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the good thing is that, we've made huge strides, I don't think anybody would have ever thought. I said, but it just came down to, man, and I will give the town council. Okay, a slap on the back for one thing. They keep their nose out of it.
It's true.
Yes.
Before they did, they're micromanaging everything, and that's what created the problem. Now they sit back and, okay, they take our recommendations, right? They work on it, they see it working, and it's not a bone of contention. There is still that little group of people in Watertown that don't understand an enterprise fund. They swear, oh, what are we doing with this, when they don't understand that the money is not coming out of the general fund anymore. If anything, now, the general fund is being enhanced because the profit we're making is being able to be added to the general fund to negate that deficit that was there. So actually, the golf course is giving the general fund money every year at this point. But we gotta get to that $0. Get that to $0, then the whole climate changes.
And just to be clear, I know everybody here understands what I'm saying, so, but I don't know about who's listening. But this has nothing to do with the people running the golf course.
No,
They're doing a fantastic
Yeah,
job for
absolutely.
what they have,
Yes.
and the budget that they have,
Yeah.
and how well that course is run. So I have nothing but praise for the people that are up there doing this, so this is really a money issue. For future issues that are well beyond whatever the budget happens to be, so. But I mean, I just want to make sure that nobody misconstrues what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anything else? No. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor? All right.
No.
No, okay. Want to keep going? 6:57.
What you got here, Joe?
What time did you
I
start?
was at, I
6:04.
did, Unified Sports refereeing this afternoon.
Oh, did
I
it?
thought it was starting at 6:30.
Dog, it's up. Like 25 kids. Twelve to 15. Florida was small, so they had maybe a
William. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 7:02. Roll call please.
Kevin Rosa.
Pat Ronaldi, John McGrath.
Michael,
Hey, Jermaine,
Bill Nance. Corinne has notified us he will not be here tonight. And before I have public participation, I am gonna make an agenda move. And I am gonna move new business B. Okay, sign in the honor of Avery Lampier. Okay, ahead of public participation. In deference to the gentleman that's here tonight to explain everything, he was here an hour early, came back. So I am gonna move you up in the agenda,
I appreciate that.
so, keep you here for a long time, sir.
Yep.
The floor is yours.
All right, so what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna talk to Elisa before she left. That you guys have a picture here.
Yep.
That is what the sign's gonna look like, so that it's probably about a ½ inch thick. It's just like one of the regular plates that are, we make for the park benches. It's a cast, the aluminum, we'll probably make it bronze that are. On the back sheet of paper, it tells you what it's made of. So it has a listing in there. If you go to the second one, that's working, put his picture that they're in there, that on that plate. So we'll probably build all that in. It's gonna have like a dark brown background. Then if you look at that second page, we're gonna put it on a post, which will have that angle plate, which will hold it to the post, which, that are depending whereabouts that you guys wanna put it, because I think she had talked about somewhere up at the beginning of that's part, like as you drive in, where that V goes. I'm not exactly sure where you guys want to put it, but right there, we'll, gotta just find a spot that you guys want to do it. And that's fine with me, so I really wasn't sure, or we never got to the final area where that was gonna be. But this is pretty much cut and dry, it's just a nice.
Did you say it's gonna be an angle mount?
Yeah,
Okay.
just wait, now we can make it look nice so people walk up and they can see it. Either we can make it flat up or we can kick it back a little, so it'll have that function. The cost of that. I quoted like 2,000 for that. I'm hoping it comes in more like 1,850. I'm just not sure what the shipping is for. Because once we get them designed, I send it out to a company called with their Gemini, which they make them for all the different companies in here. So they'll be the one doing that. Once it's sent in. So I'm hoping we'll be around 1,850 to 1,900. Just, I'm not sure what the shipping is going to be on that. So I can't really for sure, but if you need exact numbers, I can tell Mike what that is and just try to see if I can get that. I have to order it first before I get that final cost of the shipping instead.
Right.
That's the only thing there. So, I don't know if you guys have questions for me, because it's pretty much just a commemorative plaque. It'll be a ½ inch thick. It's made out of aluminum. It's all, that are routed different, bases there. So
It's etched.
Yeah.
It's etched.
yeah, so
Everything has been.
kind of engraved and all that stuff in there, and then it'll have like the sand background in it, something nice.
This isn't the actual, what it's gonna look like, is it? Because I think there was wording, remember?
No, you
World
changed it
War-
already. Well, you changed it over here.
Because I did talk to Lisa,
Where's the 111? That was like a,
World War, right, she told me to change it, but then we asked, what did you really want on? Now, that this price, it stay the same, that size, if you guys want to reword it, I'll make it say anything that you want.
okay,
So that's not a problem, but I would just need to know once you're approved, if you want, we'll go through proofs first, if you wanted something else in there.
gotcha.
Because it was a little vague to me what we were actually putting on there, whether you wanted him with his logos and this and that, so this
this is what, since we had to come up and just give you guys a full figure, that's what it's gonna be regardless what really goes on this program.
Yeah, this is the other one you're referencing.
That is, okay,
Yeah.
so there's two,
Which was from now, because we were thinking of, because you guys didn't wanna spend the big money for the really nice one. We were thinking of doing something like we did for George, just a post and panel and put up on the park somewhere, but that was up to you guys.
where is that? Is it in this?
It's in the packet.
Oh, it's in this.
And this is-
That wow.
Made by the Watertown Council. An accurate statement. I mean, is that, it is going to say,
Well, we can match that.
I think we're gonna have to figure that one out,
Yes.
yeah.
make note of that, okay?
Before we do anything, we'll make sure that there's a proof for order anything. So
Yeah.
it's just not clear
Yes.
until you do it. That was something, that we did for George.
Columbo.
Right, so this would be something similar, which was much less, it's like $700 to do that version. I just didn't know, but then they said you can do these plates, so I'm not sure what you guys decided. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'll do anything that you guys want to do. And there's this version of 18 by 24. We can also do a little smaller one, like a 16 by 20, which will only save probably about $100. So
Right.
it really doesn't matter. So I don't know if you have any other questions, because we were gonna do the digital picture in there, so that'll all be embossed right on it.
Right, so it'll look more like this one here,
Yeah.
right?
Will you be able to see it driving by, or is it something that?
It's gonna be one of those things that you're gonna have to walk up to. It's an 18 by 24. It's one that someone's walking around the park and they want to see it. If you put it up in front, I think I took a picture. I thought a place that maybe we should do it, but,
Flags?
like, that they already have one here, so, maybe when you first walk in, or you can put it down by the flags or something. So it's just gonna really make a choice. If you guys wanna go up to it and say, we want it right here, I'll just pop it in there whenever we're ready. But I'm not sure we're about to kind of put it in.
Right, so I think we have to, we will have to discuss this here.
Yeah,
You can tell me which way you wanna
and
go.
who has the final say? We suggest where it goes. Park supervisor has the placement of it. And then we have to submit a picture to council for them to approve.
So if you want to just talk to Mike and for Jessica and say, I want this finalized, I can just pop it in for you.
Yeah.
And then we can just, that once again, price is gonna stay the same. There's no more changes in price, maybe less than 2.
Okay.
That's my hope.
As long as we stay with something like this, if we did something like this, that's more, right?
The big one,
Yeah, that's what
this was a double post,
that.
That's actually cheap.
really.
That's like $700.
Oh.
Because it's made out of PVC, not a wood posts that are capped and stuff, so.
Gotcha.
It's a whole different type of sign.
Okay.
Last much.
Is that aluminum though, the sign itself?
No,
No, is that also PVC?
Yeah.
No.
That'd be like the one George Columbus.
If you wanted to do something which was carved in there and then routed, that would be a whole other issue, and then we could do it that way, which then some put it back up around $2,000.
I mean, actually, it's almost going to last too, not something that.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, a kid throws a snowball at it in the middle of winter, it's just 10 below zero, and PVC decides to shatter.
Right, the one nice black would probably look better, last longer, be there for 20 years and,
Top of your head, you remember the price on the George Columbus?
yeah, $700.
$700. And obviously, it's a couple years on the road, but
Which one did you say looks nicer? Did you say wood?
No, the had a metal one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That way,
I heard you say
piece of
wood.
aluminum.
Yeah.
Would look the best and probably last you outside long term.
Your experience, do these get stolen as well?
No,
Okay.
there's no value in that. It's not
Okay.
copper, it's not bronze, it's aluminum.
Aluminum.
It's at a network trying to steal that and sell it off, they'll get $6.
Okay.
Because it's not a precious metal, it's like copper that they go out and steal your car and that'll get them. Okay,
Yeah.
any other questions for me, gentlemen? And maybe this.
No, we appreciate you coming down again.
Sorry, just taking your way, we transition at least in, at least out, and you in, so it's like we're just figuring
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
out. And I'm still going through paperwork, she gave me, I wanted this, and I'm like,
Right,
okay, so now she's not around to really ask, so.
okay,
Like the ground is just fine now in the next summer.
Yes, so,
that's right.
the ground never thought I can still dig a hole.
It's probably never froze.
No, I never did this, crazy.
All right,
Anyways,
thanks, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
So are we still on this topic?
No,
Okay.
what we'll do, I will go back to the regular agenda and then, we have our.
We'll leave that, we'll
And
leave.
then when we get to that point
Okay.
in the agenda, we will continue on with.
Okay.
Just your updates. Back to. the agenda. Okay, so we had nobody for public participation. Then approval of the minutes for Thursday, February 1st, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Okay, are there any deletions, corrections, comments on the minutes meeting from February 1st, 2024? There's none. I have skipped over item 3 because election of officers has already happened. And we're not having to do it again. I missed when she got it quick, missed it, should have been deleted off, we don't have election of officers up there. So, if there is none, all those in favor of approval of the minutes from Thursday, February 1st, 2024? Anybody, any nays, any abstentions, motion carried. Okay. Correspondence. Let's see. Here. And Kerry Godfrey, the February monthly follow-up. Okay, new classes, get quite a few texts and emails about all the things. And it's that time of year getting everything set up for the spring and summer. February 8th, Valentine's Day bingo, and it's an open gym on Tuesdays to be consistent. Okay, ice skating will finish up. Has finished up on February 25th, one of the best years for attendance, which is good. And their first annual Cupid crowning contest. Everyone was invited to submit a photo of their favorite couple, both young and old, who embraced the meaning of true love through fun, heartwarming photos, coupled with the most reaction buttons, like hearts, etc. on Cupid crowning contest Facebook. Post won a gift card for a romantic dinner for two. The winning couple was Joe and Sharon Romano.
Gift card to.
Yeah.
I just wonder if all these illegal immigrants coming across the border were allowed to vote for Joe. Joe Stack.
Not this jump.
Congratulations. Our summer night out, block party dates were approved. They will be on July 13th and August 17th. Juliana Guerrera, our special events coordinator, has been working on making the event bigger and better. Friday, if you notice, we're down to 2. One time we tried 4, and one time we tried Oakville. And Oakville one just never got, because parking was more of a problem in Oakville than it was, or has been up here on Main Street. So, and Shamrock Truckle Committee has been meeting every week, everything is coming along great. They have over 450 participants registered. And that number will probably double plus within the last 2 weeks. These runners always wait to find out where closer to home. And so there's a loyal crowd that goes to the things. The Watertown Recreation team finished a successful 52nd season. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations for finishing second at the Yankee Swim League Championships. The WRST had 38 kids qualify for the Yankee League All-Stars League. So I would say that our swimming
in-town program is very successful. Okay, our youth basketball and travel leagues are still playing. They have about 2 weeks left. They're finished up now. So unfortunately, I did, the girls' team out in Thomaston, 4 ladies got smudged. And basketball pitcher tickets have all been handed out. And then finally, the summer activities guide will be available in a few weeks. It will be posted on our website, Facebook page, and copies located in our office for the community to grab. So, as Mike can probably tell you, they've been very busy coordinating a lot of programs over the years. They've done an excellent job at trying to hit as many target groups as they can to try to include everybody. You know, age groups, female, male, okay, school groups, non-school groups. They've done an excellent job and they continue to do so. Okay. The next one is simply, golf tournaments across the ones that we already have set for dates. And we're gonna be adding some or confirming 2 more later on in the meeting. The sales for our season passes, not to be alarmed, it's only 8 season passes sold to date. The first reason why is we kept the rates the same, so there was no offer of an early bird special, buying it now at last year's rates, because the rates stayed the same. So now everybody, like we know, human nature, wait till the last second. So when we announced we're gonna open the course that Friday, if we open on a weekend, depending on the day before, the office is gonna be jammed in here, people getting their season passes, and the numbers will come back up where they were. Well, it's nothing to be alarmed about, only 8 at this moment in time. Golf leagues, we did get a boost at the last meeting. Marty Burners texted Kenny after the meeting, and we had thought we lost the Tuesday night leagues. One of them was from East Mountain Golf Course. They were under construction up there, their clubhouse and the area, but they decided to stay. They like us better than like East Mountain. And then the Pin High Club, same thing, they stayed. So we basically have 2 leagues on every night of the week, Monday through Thursday. Friday is, Marty does a program, 9 and Dine for couples. Get out there, couples get out and play. And then Saturday and Sunday mornings, we have our Westbrook Men's League. And it's tough, to get people to play in leagues. But I can remember at one time when that number was what, over 100 again? Over. Yeah, it just, and I think that's attrition, not people not liking the course, it's people passing away.
Well, that's the question, how does this affect our,
It doesn't, they have to make tee times, just like everybody else. They used to get the course at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning.
They had
100 people, but then we turned around and said, no, you don't give
I think
it.
I remember voting.
The course gets nothing from them when they used to give back a lot to the course.
Mm-hmm.
35 people, they don't. So we said, well, you're gonna have to start making your own tee times.
Right, so that could happen anytime during the.
Anytime during the weekend, yeah, they can do it.
Okay.
Especially now that you don't have to, you used to have to wait in line.
Yeah,
They started lining up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make tee time
yeah.
here for the weekend, and then they don't have to anymore, do it all online,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so they have to be quick.
The next one from Jennifer and Zena Saupa. I murdered her name, I know, I'm sorry, Jennifer, but to whom it may concern, I'm writing to submit a proposal for a book sale event that we would like to organize at Veterans Memorial Park Pavilion. Our aim is to foster community engagement, promote literacy and fundraise for the Alzheimer's Association. In reading this, they just took out a permit for the pavilion on June 23rd. If they want to make a rain date for the 30th, to take out a regular permit for the Veteran Park Memorial, they could certainly have a book sale up there.
Do they have to pay for that permit?
Yeah.
Is she looking for that? Is she looking for it to be donated? I wonder.
We kind of request the use of Veterans Park Pavilion.
To me, I'm thinking she's looking for.
She wants to volunteer.
Because it's going to, it looks something to me donated to the,
Technically, if it's a nonprofit, there's a window, the Watertown Special Citizens used to do it. There's a window, between January first and February 28th. So the nonprofits, we get first crack at
Okay.
getting the spots in, plus there was no charge. So I'm not quite sure if that, but I do agree, I mean.
yeah, I think because it's going to the outside.
So she has to pay $100 and some odd dollars for the, you know, she may sell 3 books and it's gonna cost her money.
Yeah.
So do we have to do anything for this?
Well, this would fall under,
Is somebody gonna reach back out to her or?
we can put that under, we can talk about more under.
Yeah.
Oh, some applications
Okay.
later on if he wants.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay, so we're
I just want to be.
we're gonna table this.
Okay, go ahead. I just want to state, if we are giving to nonprofits, that we won't have any sales at the pavilion. Just have to be careful.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, that, right, but she's saying Alzheimer's Association, yes. That's it, but, okay, but it's sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association. People have a tendency to use, okay, groups and things like that, use the name and then come to find out that, like Chris Marciano, when he was trying to get a golf tournament.
Yes.
Same thing, saying, no, he was not, the group, overall, major group may have been a nonprofit, but his localized section was not a nonprofit, he didn't.
Yeah, you know what, we can talk about it later, but I don't think she's with the nonprofit, but she's going to donate some
Proceeds, the money
proceeds, so we could talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll discuss it under A. And then, we'll have 2 requests for tournaments, course. And then the final one is the quotes for the sign. The Rotary Lamp up there, we got the 2 quotes, now we have the explanation of what. And then the last item is again about the replacement equipment to make repairs for the Where Angels Play playscape at Miller Park. And that's all we have for correspondence.
This is just information, right?
Yeah, we have to, I mean, we'll ask Mike later, have to find out exactly, because the question at the time was, we're being sent the bill if we're gonna get these parts, but Lisa had said that the foundation, what they're paying forward, pays for this. We're trying to get an answer on that.
Yeah.
Before we can go anywhere with it. And correspondence reports. Reports, Chairman, real quick, we had a successful winter programs, this ice skating in County, noted for us, had the largest attendance ever. The people were there. I was able to get into watch some of the in-town basketball stuff between me going around doing my stuff with basketball. Right now, they have a program up at John Trumbull for different age groups at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays. The basketball has continued, that's a new program, has continued past the normal time when it would stop. And we would be getting ourselves going with the summer's spring things. Scoreboard and everything is up at the landfill and it's working. The only thing with that is that the groups are trying to figure out how. Again, high school, it's for the high school, no, not for the high school. High school uses that field, but all the groups that use that field should have access. There was only one controller, and they're trying to figure out. My recommendation was years ago, Kenny can back me up on this. They put a box, a lock box in the dugout. The only problem was they put it on the end of one of the benches, which was at floor level, so people with bats and kicking it, and smashing it. I said that if we put the same idea lockbox, but put it up here by the entrance and bolt it to the wall. Kids that are doing the stuff down there are coming up to the front of this building with cameras and everything. So that, yeah, the high school would have their own controller for when they do the varsity JV games down there. But then the other groups would have the combination so that the over 40 league now used to be the Orioles, now they're the Owls. They changed their name. Okay, Little League had their junior, senior programs. We have Legion Ball coming back into town. So all those groups, they would have a controller that they could get mounted up here. And I think that would take care of, like, any, testify that they beat the heck out of that little box on there. Even if they had to put it up higher into the dugout on the concrete wall, not mounting it on a wooden bench. And other than that, I really have nothing. Other than say good things, you know, Mike's doing a great job, he's getting involved in a lot of things. I've had a lot of conversations with Mike, trying to help him along, so any questions, you know, Mike has an open door policy. And he's trying to get into a lot of things, and his director's report, he's got some changes are gonna be made. You know, that is inevitable, you know, when person takes over from another. And Lisa had her way of doing things, Mike has his way of doing things. And preparing the staff for what he's gonna do. She'll go over with the director's report, so move on to the director's report.
Okay, give me 1 second. So we've been, I've made my way around, and I have to say that everybody that works for the divisions that we represent are number one. I haven't had anything but success stories from the personnel, so I'm eager to report that to you. Got a fabulous crew. This office is fantastic. We're prioritizing things. It's only been just a little over a month since I've been here, so I'm still getting acclimated. We had to get right into the budget, which you should all be aware of our budgets, and we're relatively flat going into next budget year. We're trying to make any corrections that we need to make for certain line items that may not have been funded well enough. But all in all, thank you, Bill, for being at the presentation the other night. Our next step will be a public hearing at some point, I think in April. So if you guys can be there, that would be helpful. We have received the notification that there's a grant for a senior bus due or coming due. Deadline for that is April 2nd. So we made very good headway, having only received notification about the grant application maybe about a week ago, with the deadline being April 2nd. And interestingly enough, you have to do certain things at a certain time, within a certain timeline before the deadline even. So you'll see that there'll be a public notice in the newspaper within the next couple of weeks. And in addition to the public notice, we have to send letters to other senior centers to tell them about the public notice, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So welcome to the world of writing grants. And no sooner will this one be applied for, will we go over after likely another grant that has come across our desk as well. So the idea would probably be to replace one of the senior buses with this grant, the 530C or something like that grant. And then there's a DOT grant that's not quite as lucrative. We might be able to buy a van. So one vehicle would replace one of the buses, the 2004, I believe it is. That would we don't have to take it off the road, but we can use it less and we have a vehicle that's a little bit more reliable. Then if we can add a van to our fleet, our thought is that given that we survey how many people are in the van and for how long and how many in total, we might be able to utilize a van for a good portion of what we do, but the van will not require a driver's endorsement or a CDL. So it might be able to be, certainly would be able to be driven by more, myself included, and others, so that when drivers might be out, we can at least accommodate some people that we're not currently accommodating. And that's about all I have to report tonight.
One thing, bone of contention with the town council at the budget presentation, was the pesticides for the golf course. Mark Rainbow, okay, inflated it a little bit. And one thing they didn't realize was our costs last year were because of the weather. We put it down, then they get diluted, we had to put it down again. So we spent more only because of the weather, not because we're mismanaged. And prices did go up a little bit, and I was yesterday I was with Ray, and he said he wouldn't be shocked if some of the pricing actually came down. You know, some of the stuff that is being done now and the stuff that they're using, okay, is actually less expensive. I like to use the word cheap. So that was the only bone really contention that questions that they had. Mark was very good to say that, you know, he did most of the budget work, and the same Mike basically had less than a month to review things and get caught up. So it was pretty good. We got through it pretty quick. Two of the council members weren't there, Anthony DeBona and Robert Tapp. But everybody else was there, and most of the questions came from Rachel Ryan. And they were answers there, but they were satisfied with it, so I would assume that, I don't think you're gonna see a huge cut in the budget. First of all, there wasn't a huge increase to be asked for. That's usually what they look for when they see huge increases. Why? Do we really need it? Those seem to be the items that get slashed, cut, or word we want to use. Okay, subcommittees, golf course subcommittee.
All right, Crestbrook, we are not open, as you can imagine, we're, you know, tentatively, we're gonna shoot for Good Friday, is it possible? Who knows? It's all weather related.
With the rain.
So, and you know, 2 more inches of rain last night, more coming this weekend. But that's in talk with Marty and Ray.
So that's
You know,
right.
Ray's still in March. Ray still has a lot of work to do out on the course. He just got back one of his laborers who's out with a personal injury. He was back this week. I was up there the other day talking to both of them. Ray's in good spirits. He's ready to roll. He wants to get going. The new scorecard is out for switching the 9s back to where they used to be. I think the price comparable, all the other golf courses in the area that we are comparable with, numbers are very compatible. We're looking good right now. We're still in the ballpark. We will keep ourselves there. Marty said does not want to be in the high end. He'd rather be right where we are, maybe a little lower here, might be a little higher than them, but let's give them a value and drive volume over some dollars. Our golf cart thing came back. We only had 1 response. There's going to be a meeting with the top brass later in the week to discuss moving forward with the golf carts and what we're gonna do and what we can
The
do.
only one was electric. Did we get a gas?
No, we got gas and electric.
Oh, we did.
The way we put the bid out,
I didn't see the gas one.
yeah, and that's all gotta be discussed, and it's all gonna be done with the lawyer and all that fun stuff. Season pass update, like Billy said, we only have 8 to date. You know, explain that. Part of it was also some IT issues that have been resolved. So we're moving forward, passes are being sold now during the week. Most positive about selling passes, we can now sell them actually out of the pro shop with Crestbrook. So you don't have to come down here to get
One of
your.
the things I think we did last year, didn't we offer something at Christmas time? If you buy it in the next 2 months, you get a break on,
When we raise our rates,
you do that.
we will offer you a
Okay.
2-month,
Okay.
come in and get it the old rate, and then
It's all the same then.
it's all the same now. We
Okay.
raised them for the year, so unfortunately, they don't get that break.
The only thing that we actually raised was a little bit was the golf carts. And it has
It
nothing
was
to do
$2.
with.
And something I saw online that Marty sent out, was kind of interesting, was that he's offering a season pass on the driving range. That's
I didn't get any money this year either, so,
no, so it makes a couple $100
yeah,
for the year. You can use 2 tokens a day, so you go up there, every day,
yeah.
get 2 buckets of balls. It's a nice thought. I never really gave it much thought.
I got it.
Could I just-
One of
Oh, did you buy it?
I bought it for my grandson.
Oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
that's,
so
yeah.
I was up there the other
Knock
day.
that.
Yeah,
Might not take it, probably
It
do.
works out to be.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's a no brainer.
Yeah, there, with some balls, and, yeah.
Question, did we replace the signs?
Signs are over, yes, they'll be out when we open.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
Alright.
He's doing a good thing.
That's really about it. So any questions? If not,
I was gonna say, the more I thought about this made so much sense.
it does, doesn't it?
It just, you know,
From,
we did it and, you know, and you sort of, okay,
Yeah.
that's okay, but if you're a golfer, it really makes a lot of sense.
from monitoring, from pace of play to the snack shack to everything just plays into, it just,
And actually, I
it
think
flows.
in a very small sense, it actually saves wear and tear on the golf carts.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that before, just you go right from the 18th hole right to your car.
Yep.
Versus going up and down that hill.
Yep.
So it's. The only thing I did see online, the other day, so it's online, so whether it's true or not. If golf cart batteries get damaged, I think I mentioned.
Yeah, to me,
It's like $4,000 or $4,100 to replace the batteries. So, you know, if it comes with a warranty, then it's not such a big deal, but if somehow we keep these carts for a few years.
Yeah.
And we become responsible for fixing them, I mean, so take the 4,000 with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what I had read, that the lithium batteries are very expensive.
Marty said the lithium battery hits zero, it's done for life.
Right,
It's done for life. That's why he said a lot of these golfers, they'll shut off at 5%.
Right.
Because otherwise you'll never get that battery charged again. And if something like that happens, he has to go out to the golf course to get the people.
okay,
It's not like you just restart this cart. He's gotta go out there programmed or something and just, yeah, it was interesting. I had a long talk with him on Tuesday. I mean, you'll hear it. I had a long talk with him Wednesday afternoon about electric cars and.
one of the things that one of the golfers talked to me about electric cars, he said something that the state gives some sort of break to the town. For electric, that's just a rumor hearsay, so if somebody can know.
Your initial overlay is what you gotta look at. Because now you're gonna have to have, okay, charging stations, which is gonna be inside the maintenance side, that's workable space that we're using now. You're gonna take up workspace from inside, then you're gonna have to run 3 for each row. So they can hang from the ceiling and plug in the carts. So you're gonna have to, and that's all, that's not gonna be the cart people, that's gonna fall back on the press book to put the carts in. And I know Marty and I had this discussion, and Kenny can tell you, Joe, you do a lot of courses too, maybe Pat. Okay, is the electric, they don't have as much power, we got just some hills, stuff like that, so. The power that's in those carts isn't quite as good as the gas. We did with the last contract, we went from carburetors to fuel injection. Which was a little bit more, but it saved a lot more gas prices. So actually. The price of gas, when it dropped a little bit, gave us some extra operating cash. Because what was budgeted and what we actually spent, we were able to do a couple other things.
Just consider the carbon footprint, that's all.
Okay,
That's it. That's all I got.
okay. We have no old business on the table for tonight, new business. Review and consideration of submitted applications for 2024.
I'll do the first two, you can do the last one. We talked about the RJ McFadden tournament, in the earlier committee meeting. So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the RJ McFadden tournament for August 10th, 2024. With I'm told it's gonna have to be a 1 PM start.
so second.
Second, that's right.
Question?
Any discussion?
No, no.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Next one is the Watertown Police Department Golf Tournament, on October 4th, 2024. That is a Friday, but is outside of our in-season, thing, so we decided that those are okay. It's for 140 golfers it says with an 11 AM tee time, so it fits right in where we want it to fit. Make a motion to accept the Watertown Police Department Golf Tournament on October 4th.
Second,
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, go back to our correspondence. For the book. Their book sale event at Veterans Memorial Park. Okay, community engagement, promote literacy and fundraise for the Alzheimer's Association event details. The event name would be Summer Solstice Book Sale. And it's to take the date either June 23rd or Sunday, June 30th. Location, Veterans Memorial Park Pavilion. Event description, our book sale event will feature a diverse selection of books for all ages and interests, including fiction, nonfiction, children's literature, and more. Plan to offer gently used books that have been donated by the community at affordable prices to encourage participation in the entire community. Community engagement, by hosting this event in a public park space, we aim to bring together members of the community in a shared celebration of literature and learning. Promotion of literacy, encouraging reading habits is essential for personal development and lifelong learning. Through our book sale, we hope to promote literacy and a love for reading among attendees of all ages. Fundraising, all funds raised will be donated to the Alzheimer's Association. Conditions and requirements, the use of Veterans Memorial Park Pavilion within a designated park space for setting up our book sale. Set up and clean up our team will be responsible for the setup and cleanup of the event. Sure that we leave the space in its original condition. Volunteer support. There are going to list volunteers to assist in all aspects of the event. Conclusion, we believe that hosting our book sale event, Veteran Memorial Park, will not only benefit the community, but also complement the recreational and cultural activities already offered in the area. We are committed to working closely with the Parks and Recreation Commission to ensure a successful and enjoyable event for all involved. Thank you for considering our proposal. We look forward to the opportunity to discuss this further and address any questions or concerns you may have. Jennifer, then Seema, however you want to punch the last.
Chupo. C.I. in Italian. It's only my guess.
If it had a big in front of it, Irish. But it doesn't have that MC, so I'm not sure.
I don't see Ronaldo help you at all.
I just stood back and laughed.
Well, before we put a motion on the floor, Mike said something a while back, you have to be careful, okay? All these organizations like this, what we do for one, then we set a precedent. We have to, then we gotta follow through on all. No, and this is what it is. I mean, we've asked for groups when they say they're nonprofit for the golf tournament, supposed to say, provide us the information that you're a nonprofit. You know,
That letter was so flowery, okay, that I would suspect they're not related closely with the nonprofit.
You're talking about these people?
Yes.
So the way it reads, and I don't know enough about the Alzheimer's Association plan for this particular day, but it seems to me that they are sponsoring maybe a national fundraising day called The Longest Day, which happens to be June 21st.
Yeah.
Still married. Longest day.
you're good at science.
And it says that in the second paragraph, participating in the Longest Day fundraiser sponsored by Alzheimer's Association. Can we verify that somewhere?
Do we have any rules about guidelines to determine whether we give somebody something or not? I mean,
It's always been case by case.
Just
That's why I said,
Joe said on the form, there's a checkbox, is this for nonprofit? But I'm just thinking, I mean, everything we read, all the funds that they raise is gonna be donated to the Alzheimer's Association. I mean, she could be lying, she keeps it, but
But,
I don't know, it sounds believable by what she said.
but there might be a way out of this. I mean, so we can help her.
Mhm.
Is that, one, if nobody claims the pavilion for that day.
Yeah.
If somebody's willing to pay, then they get to use it.
If we gotta wait till
No, but backup plan B. Okay? So if somebody does do that, why not let her use the basketball court? That's in close proximity to the pavilion. Not too many people use
Right.
that basketball.
The books will get wet.
Well, I mean, if it rains, I
Rain,
mean,
yeah.
I think if it rains, it's.
Maybe, yeah.
Why would you do it anyway? Because nobody's gonna be up there walking around in the rain. So I'm just saying, it might be a way of giving her a spot.
where's the basketball court?
Right next to it.
No, right next to it.
Yeah,
And
It's on the
it's
hill.
not
Oh, right.
very, it's not used heavily.
no,
So it might be a way of sort of a half a loaf type of thing. I mean, she would have to provide tents or something, you know, but I mean,
I think we also have to be cognizant of parking, so anytime you bring in another event to a facility that already is lacking some parking, we're just inviting
once
submissions.
you get to the concert season, you'll see parking has no rules.
We can tell them make so much money.
But I mean, I'm just throwing it just off the cuff, comment, I mean, it's.
I think who said it was a case by case basis?
I did.
Yeah,
It's been a case, but.
Yeah, I mean-
Never set. But I, back in my mind, I wouldn't, you know, reiterate what Mike said, gotta be careful now. We turn around and say, okay, we did it for this group, now we have another one that's, you know, for dyslexic readers, whatever. No. And then we say, well, you gave it to them, and then we start, you know, we open up that pavilion for.
how much does it cost to get the pavilion? What's the dollar figure?
I don't know, $75,
How much?
75, I think.
That's a lot of books. So
I know.
that's what Joe said before.
Yeah, that's, you know, you're selling books for $1 or $2.
And there, it says they're cheap, they're.
Does Wade's pay for the pavilion, the Hamper soccer tournament? No.
But to Mike's, you know, Mike brought up a good point too, as I think this thing through a little bit more, those are pretty prime dates.
Yep.
Those are graduation dates.
Yep.
There, you know, if she was in the middle of October sometime, you know, maybe you look at it a little bit differently, but those are gonna probably be pretty sought after days. They may even be booked already, we haven't looked at it, right, because we just got this letter. But if you're gonna have a graduation party, you might have already thought about that, but again.
And I think more consideration should be given to organizations whose fundraising apparatus directly impacts Watertown. Because Watertown owns the park, Watertown pays for the pavilion, pays for the staff. It's nice to keep it in Watertown. I think it gets a little bit fuzzy to have national organizations take up real estate.
Do we know that her intention is to do this gratis without paying a fee?
Well.
I think so.
It's the way it's worded, it sounds like she's asking.
It's assumed that.
Well, I don't think we can do anything on it. I think we asked her to come in and fill out the proper paperwork.
Yep.
And then we move from there, because this is, it's an inquiry. We just tell her, thank you, we received your letter. We're gonna encourage you to come on in and fill out the proper paperwork.
Which at that
The
time.
fees are on there.
Price associated with it, and then if
And then it's up to them.
we were looking for free, then comes out.
Yeah. And then she can ask, then she'll have to ask for it, donate it off, and then in the meantime, Mike can see, do we have anything else going on that weekend? You know, it'll be
And you know,
April.
and part of it too, with Carrie and Gary and everybody in there, you know, if they brainstorm, they may find an alternative spot.
Yes, they're right.
You know, that we're not even thinking about right here, it might be a good spot for her to take, so.
One of the things that's not on here is the times. You know, they may wanna do it, it's a morning event, which still leaves the pavilion open for graduation, but you're right, graduation parties, you know, more in the afternoon. And graduation parties don't start getting booked, people, it's a last second thing, they'll start booking them in
Do we put?
second week, third week of May or later. Oh, yeah.
At that day, I'd be more concerned with softball tournament or soccer tournament.
Yeah,
With the graduation,
The 20, yeah,
the 23rd, 24th. Because by then, high school baseball and softball's over.
Well, they should have asked for it.
but maybe they did, we don't know that.
Yeah,
We don't know that.
Exactly.
That's why I would say we need to encourage her to come in and do the,
fill out a
follow the
permit,
process.
because then she's gonna take what her first choice is. We may turn around and say, well, we're gonna say June 30th, and she really wants 23rd as her first choice. But this way here, filling out the permit process, she dictates to us then what her first choice is, what her second choice is, and that helps us make a decision. I think, yeah, that's the best course of action right now, is to have her come in and fill out the permit process. So that we can then see exactly some of the questions we have to be answered. And looking, tournaments, yeah, Gary Smith was, when I was at the field meeting, back in January, they were already talking about the lacrosse tournament, waste tournaments, the softball tournaments. So a lot of those dates are already set.
Right.
So we'll see if they conflict with either of these two dates. Jeremy, you're right, the 23rd or the 30th.
But those are big tournaments, not gonna have them in that pavilion.
No, they're gonna want the pavilion within the tournament,
Which pavilion are we talking about?
the main pavilion, that's.
You know which one I was thinking of, up by the tennis courts. That's why,
Oh.
that's why I was like, where's that?
All right, so we'll leave it at that, that's, that one there, we're just gonna, contact, guess, I guess Jess Modine. Just contact her and ask her to come in and fill out, proper, permit requests, and we'll go from there. Give us a little more.
One takes that action, is that you much?
I'll, yeah, deliver it, so.
B, sign in honor of Avery Lanfear.
Well, I like that sign, the pedestal one more than I like the one with the double post, I would say
Yes.
that. I wasn't thrilled with the double post one, but I think that one is pretty good.
It'll last forever.
Yeah, and the wording, I'm completely against this wording, I just think the whole thing needs to be redone, but I like the wording from the original, possibly from the original sign, but, yeah, it's not good. I know there's some words in there for that, this one, yeah, I don't want to miss the World War II mistake on it.
Okay, so I'm looking at it, like, remove name by the Watertown
Right.
Council, just put in honor of Avery W. Lampier,
Yeah.
World War II vet.
Well, we like this, it's like this one.
Okay, so you could put fire chief and marshal,
What his name, do you have his name up here?
well, you kind of got the Veterans Memorial Park at the facility, so like, do you want to say that? Because aren't you, so the park is Veterans Park
Yes,
and the facility itself, so like the
Avery Lanfear facility.
the athletic complex is named in honor of Avery Lanfear.
okay,
What it said, athletic complex.
so. Nowhere on this one does it say athletic complex, but this one it does, it says athletic facility, do you want to change that to complex?
I wouldn't even put,
Cause is it,
I don't, if you're a veterans park, you know you're a veterans park. Personally,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, it's like walking.
there's a sign on the outside.
This one doesn't say anything about the facility.
Right, none of them, only this one
It's
does,
all, they're all
Right,
different.
right.
they're all different, so we have to say what we wanted to say.
So we don't even have to put. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we don't have to put
Veteran
veterans park on it, I think you understand, what it's a big sign when you pull into the park, this is Veterans Memorial Park. Avery, it says Avery Lanfear
Already
Veterans Memorial Park on a sign.
Yes, right.
I didn't see his name on that sign, I don't think, it could be there,
Yeah, the big one,
yeah.
and Burbank, that's where it says Avery Lanfear Sports Complex. Right at the bottom of the sign.
Even more reason why I think that's, the Lantern one is better than this one.
But we're not here to hash the words, right? I mean, it's to
I don't know.
move the war, I don't think we should be doing the words right now.
Okay,
I think we should,
Just sign on the design.
maybe, Mike, and we get, the design, and then it gives us some time to work on the wording. And maybe just let Dan know that we're gonna move forward with
Yeah.
plan A or B.
Yeah.
And but we'll get him, because he did say that he would do some proofs
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would be afraid to rush it because in case we miss something, and maybe just run it by Lisa too, I mean, it's.
But that, excuse me. Okay, so we're still gonna go back to Lisa?
I would think Lisa.
You don't want to invite her for that.
Yeah, but I think she should have a view of it as a dad.
Sure.
So I mean, it's, you know, let's have, I think this would be her like her last act.
Yeah.
You know, to have input into something.
Mhm. Okay,
It's not really overstepping Mike, it's just that, you know,
well, as a person really,
you
that,
know, the whole.
Well, you go to the family of
Yeah.
the person being honored.
Exactly right.
And you approve it through the family of the person being honored.
okay. Yeah, because my next question was, do these things go on and so,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, there's a lot of questions here to. So
okay, so, we have to make a motion.
we're gonna go make a motion on which sign to go with, is that what we're gonna vote on right now?
Make a motion on the design of the sign, any caveats we want. Today, when I came back from Florida, basketball that I did, the Unified Sports, I stopped, drove through the park, and I stopped because the sign at the corner of Buckingham and Nova Scotia Hill, got blown down.
Yeah.
And I stopped to look at, to measure the distance between it, and I looked, and, cheap, the damn thing was well. They have angled iron, white aluminum, and slime slip between. Well, it was all four of the sections, two on each side, because they're angled, so you could put the sign in between. They're held together with two-faced tape. I'm looking at the pictures here, and my concern is, first of all, I said, it's not copper or bronze where, yeah, fine, it's able to be, it's aluminum. Yeah, aluminum doesn't get you much money in the thing. But I'm looking at the different ways they go in, okay, binding type, and it says 2-inch post. It's 2 inches.
It's steel though, it's.
Metal posts.
Yeah, still, 2-inch metal what? You're gonna give me steel, or you're gonna give me the aluminum like you got on that sign that's up at, it blew apart the last windstorm that we had, you know? But say there, it just says post. Most of the posts down are aluminum, cheap. Well, you gotta put it in, make sure that, and the way they're gonna attach it. Make sure that, you know, it's attached where it's not falling off. That's my big, because this guy did this sign up here, and after what I saw today up there, I'm not impressed. With his signs, the way he does them. They may look
Was
nice,
here,
yeah,
so maybe that was a conversation that should have been had when he was here. Just
No, it's-
ask him about specifics.
no, and I wanna put a guy, put him on the defensive. I think that it's talking this group to say what we spec out. We want a steel pole.
But that's his business, I mean, if you're looking to compare something that you saw, that
So
could
this,
have been, gee,
this-
you know, compare it
this
to.
is. It's getting screwed in from the back, so you can only make the screws so long. To screw into the plaque.
No, so it's probably gonna be it said it's a 2-inch. Well, no, it's gonna get, yeah, it's a 2-inch, well, the plate's not gonna be 2 inches. If you look at it, the plate's gonna rest on the plaque's gonna rest on a plate.
Plate, yes, the plate,
Just give
it
you,
looks like it's screwed in, well, depending.
that's where it's gonna be
Yeah.
screwed in through.
It's not statement, so it's
It's
post.
post mount.
Yeah, it's in the.
So the back, that post, there's a plate on the post that somehow has to be attached to the plaque. It
Yes,
doesn't look like there's screws on it, so I don't know, maybe it's welded or some kind of a
well, maybe you
weld.
just don't see them yet.
Two-sided too.
But and then the rest goes into the post, and the posts are only, whatever you said it was, 2 inches, so I mean, it can only be so long the screws anyway. So. There's only so many ways to do it.
That's my concern, that it's
Maybe request a
the
thicker post or?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, what post do we go with it? A steel post, which, here, they've got, if you look at the things, you see, wood wall, obviously wood, hollow wall, solid wall and blind A. Okay, solid wall post would be, solid wall would be a steel post. Hollow wall would be more aluminum. Give it a lag. Steel you can put in, and obviously the screws. You get the tampered with hex tampered. Okay, you got a little stud in the middle, so you just can't put a screwdriver or something to move it out. Then the aluminum,
Will be riveted onto.
yeah, the rivet or blind rivet. That was my concern, that just the mounting of the, it's gonna be solid, so kids aren't gonna be able to go up and do this to it, it's.
They're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I think no matter what,
Yes.
they're not gonna make it.
Yeah, but when it's, you know, aluminum post as opposed to a steel post. Aluminum post, yeah, they can knock it over. Steel post, make sure that what we put up there is gonna stay right here. That's what we're all, biggest thing we're all concerned.
But I think
It's gonna last.
I think he made his comments for 20 years. I think he made that comment, but I mean, I'm like, you know, to me, I'm not so much worried about that sign you're talking about, to be honest with you. Dan did our welcome to Watertown signs. The one we have on Route 6, the one up on 63. And we haven't had any problem with what he did, what he brought those signs. I mean, he brought a lot to the table. He's the one that put the star there, where figuratively Watertown is. So he did a pretty good job for us. So I don't know if that little sign is indicative of what his.
And again, it's what was just, I mean, was he commissioned to do?
Right, exactly.
Was he commissioned to give you the A mounting or the F mounting?
Right, right.
That's the F.
He probably went, here's A, here's B, you
Yeah.
make the decision.
Hey, we have $100 left in the
Yeah.
budget.
Yes,
There's a $100 one, so.
So what's the action? Hey, we
Yeah.
like this, that slanted mount one, but hey, can you give us some other options, mounting options? Is that what we're asking for?
I think we're asking for the type of material used
Yeah.
to attach it to the ground.
We know the sign's gonna be aluminum.
Yeah.
That he already told us,
Yes.
that's fine, it's easily.
What's the mounting mechanism, the post and the.
Route, just to make sure.
Aerial posts.
So can we at least have a motion to accept option number 1? The precision die-cast aluminum plaque?
So
Okay, hold on. Motion D is the aluminum design with a slanted option.
With the post mount, yes.
I think that goes back to this quote, right?
That is-
Post that's attached.
Option number 1, yes.
$24 by 18 by a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this quote here that's attached here is what we're talking about, right? Maybe we just, you know, if part of the motion is that Mike can just get some clarity onto the material.
Okay, this is point of order. There is a motion and a second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Well, I
No, we
think.
can keep discussing.
Discuss more.
So, right, you want to.
Yeah, I don't,
I would, we just.
so we don't have to come back again,
Say,
but, you know, you can certainly just ask a couple extra questions.
Right.
And if it's to what we're talking about, the steel post with the rivets, then the motion, it will just carry through.
Yep.
Versus, you know, we make a motion and then we have to,
Back.
we have a question, so, you know, let's just,
We just wanna make
are
sure.
you okay with that, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to amend the motion, just to,
I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
the discussion director to use his discretion in terms of the quality.
yes, that would be good.
Aluminum versus steel.
Yeah.
Well, that steel post.
Strength is
So
what-
it's,
Yes, steel
it's
post.
solid.
Or so what a better, what other option we had.
If, yeah, maybe there's no other option.
Right.
But,
Another option to make it more secure.
Okay, you guys want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, motion to use the aluminum design with a. That was a slanted mount.
Post mount.
Post mount, thank you.
Post mount.
Post mount slanted option by Peg, second by Al. Discussion, director to use discretion as to the quality of materials for install.
You want to put in parentheses, like just a quote number? Just so there's some consistency.
I'll add to
Yeah,
the
okay.
motion.
Yep.
I'll yeah, sure, put that right there.
Quote number 505.
What's it, E97?
He's got it. I'm just gonna rewrite the description and put that right there.
That's the on the back page. That's the other 505.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you do it, that's that.
That's the one he actually has to when they refer to. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, and again, C, proposed repairs for Angels Playground. Till we get the answer to the question, is to pay it forward where the Angels play, pick up the cost, or is the town of Watertown gonna have to pick up the cost? We can't approve it and go forward with it, we have to have that question answered.
Can I ask a silly question here? Is this word? Is it? The proposed repairs or purposed?
Proposed.
Proposed.
So. It's a proposal, PRO. Not a PUR. It's the wrong word, I'm just, sorry.
I can't even teacher. I can't even teach.
No, because it's a word.
It's not right. Yeah,
Sorry, it's my.
it also makes sense there.
Well, that's why I'm asking, you know.
It also, both words will make
Yes.
sense there depending on.
Yeah,
So again, so
the
for
purposed repairs.
purposes of the meeting, we're gonna table that again until we get the answer to the question. Who is financially responsible? Where Angels Play Foundation pay forward gonna take care of it? Or is Town of Watertown? That's it. Yeah. I'm now gonna,
But this one, I'm not sure if where to put this, so I'll ask you. So I haven't talked to Mike yet about this, but I sent an email to Gary Smith that the Lions Club would like to get Park and Rec's help. As in the past for the car show that we do in town. We didn't do it last year. And I sent a note to Gary. And he said that from his perspective, what it had to go through you anyway, so I waited till tonight. I know we're gonna see it. So it's maybe something you can talk to Gary about, but it's coming on the 29th of September. It'll be at the high school. And there's a lot of background to this because Park and Rec has helped us on a number of occasions to do this car show. So just, I wasn't sure.
no, that's something that the director,
Yeah, okay.
as well with him when he.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I just got it out there.
Okay. At this point, can you turn off executive session?
Like that, I think, motion to go into executive session?
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss the restaurant lease for Sunset Grill.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we're in executive session right now. The